What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? Happy Thursday, Thirsty Thursday, throw it at you Thursday, throw it down Thursday. And of course, my all-time favorite, Throat Punch Thursday. I am all about it. But first, coffee. Everybody needs coffee. It's a late night show. I gotta have coffee. I'm probably going to be up for hours, but that's fine. That just means I start editing videos very, very soon, which I'm sad about, by the way. I didn't have that much time to film on the Booze Cruise. I did a lot. I hosted a lot of events. I went to all the events and I did a lot. So I did not get a lot of footage, but let's go to the chat real quick and say what's up to everybody in here. Scotty is the first one in here and he is not feeling well. So Scott, hope you feel better, my brother. Felicia from SCT Adventures in the house. Robin in the house, Cameron in the house, Julie Thomas, SCT Adventures, Greg himself. What is up, Nauti, and everyone in the chat? I hope everyone's having a fantastic night. It's Thursday. I went back to work first thing Monday, got off the Booze Cruise on Sunday, flew home late Sunday night, back to work Monday, and y'all already know it's been a grind since then. Worked Monday, Tuesday. Little man had surgery yesterday. So he is in recovery mode. He had his tonsils and adenoids removed, so I had the day off yesterday. Work today, work tomorrow. I am off Saturday and Sunday due to the holiday. So thank you to all the veterans out there. We appreciate y'all very much for all that you do. And working with the Postal Service, you know, you kind of get off those 11 postal holidays. So I'm off Saturday, Sunday. So that means the weekend is going to be fun-filled, full of editing content. So I have a lot of content coming your way. I know I said I'd have a video dropping before the Booze Cruise. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm the messenger. I'm not the guy. I'm the everything, right? So shoot away. I didn't put a video out before then. That's on me, but I will have videos dropping in the very, very near future. Ain't going to be a lot of Booze Cruise stuff. You might see a lot of Booze Cruise shorts, but I did not film a lot during the Booze Cruise. But I enjoyed myself. I had a great time, and we'll get into that. I hope everyone's having a fantastic night. How's everyone doing? I know there's a lot of you that just got back from the Lolita Loca group cruise on the celebration. Not going to lie, a little jealous I wasn't there, but hey, next time, right? Next time. So, Booze Cruise. We're going to dive right into it, right? Let's just dive right on into it. What's going on? I think everyone in the chat is sick, right? Scott's saying he's not feeling good. What else? What else? Julie's getting over the crud herself. Greg wishing little man gets better soon. I appreciate that. Everyone is feeling down. So the group I went with, there was a few of the people that came back with the cruise crud, not feeling too hot. I, however, am feeling great. I feel fine. No C word here, no cold, no cough, no congestion, no nothing. So I am A-okay with that. I hope everyone that is feeling under the weather gets well soon. And let's get into it, right? Booze Cruise. So it left a week ago, and I flew out to New Orleans not the Friday that just passed, last Friday. So I got to spend a little bit of time in New Orleans, and I got to meet some amazing people prior to the cruise. We went and we had a Booze Cruise meetup at the hotel over there across the bridge. That was nice. That was all fun. Enjoyed the company there. Got to try some of Kurt's famous if you know, well water. That was good. Just let me let you on a little secret. If somebody has anything with fruit in it and it's alcohol based, do not eat the fruit that's in the bottom. You will regret that very much, just like I did. I'm pretty sure there's a video out there so far. Somebody posted something of me eating an apple that was in the bottom of this jar. And let me tell you something. It did not taste like an apple. It tasted like I was just chewing on a rag soaked in kerosene. Kathy in the house. So we had to meet up on Saturday. That went well. There was a bunch of us there. Now this Booze Cruise, there was a lot of creators there. So if I forget a creator, don't shoot the messenger. There was just so many amazing people there. And I do not mean to forget you on purpose, but there was just so many creators there. And I can guarantee you that even though I was at every event, I did not meet every single person that was on the Booze Cruise. There is no possible way. There were so many amazing people, so many great people. And I just can guarantee you that I did not get around to meeting everybody. That's just the way it goes, right? So Saturday we had to meet up at the hotel. It was amazing. It was nice. It was a good experience. Hung out for a little bit. Had a few snacks, couple drinks. Shooting the breeze with everybody that showed up. It was great. Sunday, we get up, we go onto the ship, and first things first, there was a major scare between Kurt and Marcia from See Me Traveling and everything. They thought they lost everything. So they were rummaging around trying to get on the ship. They managed to get on the ship, and thankfully they found everything in their suitcase. So that was a good crisis diverted there. Hung out with everybody there. We boarded the ship. We had a meet and greet. The meet and greet went over well. Got to meet a lot of people on the ship. And then we all did the steakhouse the first night. Phenomenal. Everyone knows Carnival does a great steak. Now, I know there are some mixed opinions. I can't tell you what every cut of steak tastes like because I'm very particular. I order the same thing every time I go to the steakhouse. Surf and turf. That's what I get. Filet, lobster tail. It was phenomenal. Always is. Always has been. And the mashed potatoes. You cannot forget the mashed potatoes. They are the best thing you could possibly pair your meal with at the steakhouse is the mashed potatoes. So we all had a good meal. And then we had 2 great sea days, right? So we had the Halloween costume contest, which was great. A couple of people from the Locador group had won the costumes for the costume contest. Scotty won Best Male. He came up as Pimp Daddy Scotty Mac. And let's see. Emily, Matt, Slinky, Joe, they won Best Group. They came in with some Alice in Wonderland stuff. And then Ricky Clock from Clock's Family Adventure won Best Female. And then Bruce and Cindy from Ocean to Ocean won Best Couple. So it was a great Halloween costume contest. Everyone had fun. Josh and Chastity showed up as Gunnar Wayne and Peggy Sue and found out that they had an infamous, unexpected child they did not know about. Willie Wayne made an appearance. It was a good time. It was a good time. Cruising is fun in the house. What is going on? What's going on? It was a pleasure meeting y'all on the Booze Cruise. So it was just a great experience overall. Halloween costume contest went off without a hitch. That went well. Chuck Spencer in the house. What's going on, my brother? I need to know, dude, did you make that turkey today? Because there's a turkey over here that was made today too. So I need to know if you made that turkey today because that bacon on top of that turkey looked phenomenal. Anyway, back to the Booze Cruise. So Halloween costume contest went off well. And then we had slot pools. They went off great. Unfortunately, we all did not strike it big. We did not win the millions of dollars we hoped. Even though Greg from SCT Adventures came up to me and said, I had a dream that you won $990,000 in the casino. And I was like, well, the only way to win $990,000 is to play. So I'm off to the casino. See you later. We didn't win $990,000. We didn't win anything, but everybody had a good time. The slot pools were a little small, but everyone had a good time. It was a great experience for people that never done slot pools or always wanted to bet that high $5 spin and never have. So slot pools went off well. We had an amazing bar crawl, which let's just leave it at that. We hit 5 bars, ended at the piano bar. Oh man, it was one of those nights. I can tell you that right now. That is one of those nights that everyone's going to take away from this cruise and be like, yeah, that was one of the nights everybody went a little hard on the alcoholic beverages. That went well. The bar crawl went really well. And even though we didn't book this as a group, now mind you, this was a group cruise, right? But this wasn't booked as a group cruise. So there wasn't one dedicated travel agent or a few dedicated travel agents doing all the bookings. So we weren't considered a group booking in the eyes of Carnival. So it was hard to get some things notched down, right? Because when you do a group booking, you're able to do the dining times and get certain things reserved. You're able to have certain venues reserved. You're able to get certain things. So all of these events went off phenomenally without having any help from Carnival in the group department standpoint. So surprisingly, they all went over well. No issues. All issues were diverted. Bar crawl was a great event. We had a dedicated bar leader that went with us from bar to bar to bar. So that was amazing. That went over well. And then we all enjoyed the night at the piano bar. Now, the piano bar was great. I knew the piano bar player that was going to be on the ship. So I have a personal friendship with him. And I spent majority of my nights at the piano bar hanging out with Chris, listening to some music. And then there was some nights where I just wanted to hit the cabin and relax because I was all over the ship. I mean, I was here, I was there, I was everywhere. Like I said, I didn't have much time to film because I was hitting so many different events. So then we had a couple port days. We had Montego Bay, we did the hop on, hop off bus. That was amazing. Ended up at Margaritaville. I did try the Trouble in Paradise Burger Challenge. I did not finish it. And the reason I tried it was the burger I was going to order was $22. So for $2 more, I could try the Trouble in Paradise Burger Challenge. And if I finish it in 8 minutes, I get my meal for free. But let me tell you right now, I've never done a food eating contest. I never done a speed eating contest, nothing like that. I'm just a big boy because I like food. I was not getting that down. I got halfway through and I was already feeling the meat sweats kick in. So the next day, we were at Grand Cayman. Well, we were supposed to be at Grand Cayman. Grand Cayman got canceled due to high winds and rough seas. We could not get the tender boats in, so we got to add it sea day there. And then the last day, at last port day, we were at Cozumel, Mexico. We did a big event at Paradise Beach Club. That was amazing. That went over well. We had the biggest splash contest there. Kurt from See Me Traveling, he won the biggest splash contest with his, how you say it? Let's see. With his style and his etiquette and his spinning performance into a belly flop. Kurt won the biggest splash contest, so that went well. Chuck said he didn't cook that turkey, but he's planning it in 2 weeks. Yep. That turkey looked delicious, let me tell you. Had all this bacon on top of it. It was stuffed with apples. It looked really good. So Kurt won the biggest splash contest, and then we did a Groove for St. Jude raffle basket. The basket was full with over $250 to $300 of stuff, and tickets were $10 a piece. We ended up raising a total of $400 for the Groove for St. Jude. That went over well. We had an amazing cabin crawl. That went over well. Every event we had seemingly went over phenomenally with no issues, no nothing. It all looked good. It all looked good on paper. It all went over well. No issues, no arguments, no complaints, no nothing. And it was just an all-in-all great cruise. There were so many creators there. If I start naming them, I'm bound to forget somebody. You had J&S Adventures, Eddie Lugo Studios, Ocean the Ocean, SCT Adventures, See Me Traveling, The Moonlight Adventures, The Naughty Cruiser, Ricky Ocean, Clock Family Adventures, Journey with the Gingers. I'm already forgetting people. If I forget anybody and y'all were on the boost cruise, drop it in the chat on who else was there. The Astute Taurus, Jimmy was there. There were so many creators. I mean, there was way too many creators to name off because I'm definitely going to forget a few, if not majority of them, because the memory bank up here isn't that great as I get older. But there were so many great creators there. It was an amazing experience. It was a great time. Everyone had a blast. Everyone had good laughs. I'm sure there's some footage out there that should not be seen on YouTube that will remain that way. And I'm sure there's going to be some great content coming from all the creators that were there in the very near future. Greg already got a video out, so y'all are already behind the ball with Greg. He's already got some videos out. And I know there's been a lot of shorts out there. So a lot of shorts are floating around. It was an amazing experience. Like I said, everyone had a great time. Good conversations were had. Lots of hugs, lots of tears at the end, and we are doing it again. So details have been released. I'm not 100% on everything yet, but it is going to be an ABC Island cruise, so Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao in 2026. Springtime on the Carnival horizon. So as soon as I get some more information, I know there was a flyer put out later today, but as soon as I get some more information, I'll bring you all that information. So it is going to be done again. But 2026, so there is some time for y'all to figure out if y'all want to get on the group cruise life. So from everyone that I've talked to, everyone had a phenomenal time and they will absolutely do it again. But let me tell you something. I promise you I will not do it in this type of setting again. A group cruise is great. A group cruise is awesome, but not having it set up as a group cruise is a lot of work. A lot of extra work goes into it behind the scenes, and a lot of extra work goes into it to make sure everything runs phenomenally smooth. And there were so many teams, so many people together pulling to make this run phenomenal. But it was very stressful at certain times, but it all went over smoothly and it all went over well. I have no complaints there. Now let's talk about the Glory a little bit, right? The Carnival Glory definitely needs that dry dock in April of next year. I'm not going to lie. Some decks, the smell was not great. Some venues, the food was not great. And y'all already know I'm here to give my honest opinion 100% across the board. The internet was absolutely garbage. So if you're going on the Glory between now and dry dock, I highly suggest you don't waste your money on the internet. What's going on, Spiker's Crazy Adventures? I hope y'all are having a great night. The internet was hot garbage, so I highly suggest you save your money. Don't get the internet, because there was times where it did not work. There was times it did work. There was times it was super slow. It cut out on us for almost a whole day. Now, granted, there were some storms. Seas did get a little rough. It did get a little windy, especially once we were out of the Mississippi. It started getting a little more chopped. But other than that, the Glory needs its dry dock, right? So it's not a horrible ship through and through. It's definitely showing its age. It's still a great ship. The crew was still great, but some of the venues definitely need upgrading. And like Greg said, Glory needs a Red Frog pub and some other updates. 100% it needs some updates. Chuck, you can keep rubbing it in that you were on the Celebration and had great internet. That's fine. Rub it in. It's not a big deal. All Carnival ships eventually will have great internet when Starlink drops on all of their ships. The Mardi Gras, the Celebration, they're new, so they have the great internet now. And it's some of the food. It was some of the venues, some of the areas. Now, I'm a big fan of like multi-purpose venue areas. So like Celebration Station on the Celebration is one of my favorite venue areas because it's a multi-purpose venue area. I did like how they did a lot of comedy in the theater instead of like the Punchliner, because there was more space, more room, whatever it is. But there's definitely going to be some upgrades coming to the Glory, hopefully a little more than we know of. I do know that the Skybox is going to be eliminated just like it was on the Pride. That's now going to be Heroes Lounge. And some things like that are going to be updated. But my bathroom had 2 different color paints on the wall. I didn't do a room tour. I was in an Ocean Suite. I've showed y'all an Ocean Suite 100 times now. So there was no reason to do a cabin tour on this ship. Like I said, my main focus was to make sure everybody had a good time. And that was the main focus across the board. But it definitely needs to be updated, and some things need to be upgraded. The floor in my Ocean Suite, you could tell, had its wear and tear by the door. Had its wear and tear by the door. So they definitely need to upgrade the cabins a little bit. They need to fix some things around. They need to get some things that flow a little bit better. Again, I'm a firm believer in the multi-purpose areas. And there wasn't that many on the ship, but there was a few that would suffice as a multi-purpose venue. I love the piano bar. The piano bar was great. It was huge, just like the Liberty, nice, big piano bar. Unlike the Luminosa, where they just stick you right next to Alchemy. That's not a piano bar to me. But it was nice. The piano bar was great. Jake, the cruise director, he was pretty good. He wasn't bad. It was my first time cruising with him. He wasn't a bad cruise director. First time ever attending the Platinum and Diamond event. And I'm just going to tell you right now, if you don't grab a drink on your way in the door, you're not going to get a drink, because it took them 40 minutes. The whole event lasted about 40 minutes. Halfway through the event, Scotty wanted to order a drink. We ordered a drink, and by the time the event was over, he still didn't get his drink. So if y'all ain't grabbing a drink at the door, you ain't going to get one. Shane in the house. What's going on, Shane? It was a pleasure meeting you as well. I told you you'd see me here at 10 o'clock on Thursdays. So the cruise director wasn't bad. The drinks in the Diamond and Platinum party, they needed to step that up a notch. That went over well. Other than the drink thing, that went over well. What else happened? We did a big old group photo at the end. I took the banner that we got at Paradise Beach. I gave that to Greg and Felicia with SCT Adventures. And I gave them that banner because I felt they deserved it more than everybody else, because without Greg's idea of this cruise wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have met such great people. So I presented Greg that banner at brunch, and then later on that night, we brought that banner into the Ivory Lounge. No, wasn't the Ivory Lounge. Ebony Cabaret. We brought that banner in, and everyone signed it, left a nice little message for them, and you know, they're going to do whatever they want to do with it, hang it up or whatnot. But it was great. We got a big group picture with the banner at the end. That went over well. The ship definitely needs some upgrading. The drink service needs some upgrading, but I mean, yeah, it happens here and there. It takes a little while to get certain things. The drinks in the casino could be a little bit better, especially if you're sitting there dropping money. And some of the food venues, right? So, like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not a fan of the menus I had on the Glory. I am not a fan of the menu items in the main dining room. I only went to the main dining room twice, and I looked at the menus every day, but I was not a fan. I'll tell you that right now. The Firecracker Bronzino, not worth it. Absolutely not worth it. And I'm a seafood guy. I love fish. That was not worth it. Now, the Seafood Shack, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Blaine and Mallory in the house. I hope y'all are having a great night. So, MDR, I was not impressed. I did not eat there often. I only ate there twice, 2 nights for dinner. One was a formal night, one was a casual night. Wasn't impressed with the new menus. Did not see spaghetti carbonara on the menu. However, I'm pretty sure if I would have asked for it on lobster night, they would have had it. But I didn't go to the MDR for lobster night because that was the night we got back from Paradise Beach, I believe. I believe that was the Paradise Beach day. Or that was the day I did the burger challenge. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Now, y'all already know I'm a big Blue Iguana guy. I love the Blue Iguana breakfast burritos. I wanted a breakfast burrito every day. Did not get one until the last day of debarkation. And that wasn't that great. But again, it was the last day. Everybody was getting off the ship. So it could have been, what it was. I still had a great cruise all in all. Everyone still had a great cruise all in all. Met a lot of amazing people. Hope to sail with all of those amazing people again in the near future. And y'all know me. I'm the Nauti Cruiser for a reason. I can get a little rowdy. And I know some people are like, that Nauti Cruiser guy, we got to be careful if we cruise with him again. I was bringing people out of their shells. I love being that person. I love making people laugh and having a great time. And there was a lot of people there that got to see that firsthand. Kurt and Marsha would see me traveling in the house. I was just telling everybody about how amazing y'all are and you're my best friends. Y'all told me on the ship, you're our best friend. Hopefully Greg didn't hear that. Greg said we only got one burrito ourselves. Yeah, and it's crazy, right? So I usually do the breakfast burrito all the time. I only got one. It happens. I got pizza once, and it was only 2 slices. So that was a little off, too. That wasn't my usual. So question, who drank the much or stayed lit? Just curious. But Josh made me lose my lunch watching him run down the hallway. Well, if you lost your lunch while he was running down the hallway, he was the one that was probably the most lit the whole trip, right? So we went and did Paradise Beach, and we had to pour him out of a cab. We were talking about it last night on the Peer-to-Peer podcast, right? And I was like, you definitely got poured out of the cab, bro, at the port. Like, you were so gone. If you've seen those pictures I posted, you could tell him and Kurt were both gone because Kurt had his shirt wide open. And I had to pick the best one because the guy that took our pictures had Kurt's boob in the one shot, and you could see it. And I was like, I really don't want to post Kurt that exposed. So I posted the one where Josh's arm was blocking it. They were both pretty lit. Everyone had a good time. I stopped. If I give you a number, I'll lie, but let's just say 11, right? Let's say 11. I stopped at 11. I was completely sober. We get in the cab. It's me, Scott, and Warm Strong Adventures, Bill, who I did forget. There you go. I forgot one, but I just remembered it. We get in the cab, and Bill's like, I'm going to tell you right now, Mike, you know how to hold your liquor. I was like, yeah, I know how to hold my liquor. Kurt says, I never got a buzzed. I was just hot. Now, he is a liar. His eyes are brown, and he ain't even on the screen. I'll tell you that right now. Straight a liar. Everyone had a great day at Paradise Beach. Paradise Beach was a good event. I'm glad it went over well. Everyone was shocked and surprised when they seen the banner. Everybody had a good time. They gave us a whole microphone setup. So we had a big microphone and a speaker. So when we did the biggest splash contest, we could announce things. And It went over well. It was a good day, a rainy day. It rained off and on for majority of the day. It would rain for 10, 15 minutes. Skies would open up. I'm completely used to that living in Florida. So it would downpour for a good 5, 10 minutes and then get hot again, and then downpour for 20 minutes and then get hot again. But here's my thing, right? You're at a beach club. You're in the pool. I cannot tell you how many people, when it rained, got out of that pool and ran for cover under an umbrella or under the beach club, the beach, the Tiki Beach Bar. Everyone got out and ran for cover. And I'm like, you're already wet. You're in a pool. There's no lightning around. There's no thunder. It's just rain. You're already wet. Why are you getting out of a pool? But it was a good time nonetheless. Everyone had a good time. It was phenomenal. And like I said, Kurt won the biggest splash contest. So there's that. Marsha was feeling pretty good. Everyone was feeling pretty good. Everyone was having a great day. It was towards the end of the cruise. It was the last port day. It was the biggest event that we all did together as a group. Majority of everyone that went on the booze cruise went and attended Paradise Beach Club. Excuse me. Spicy beef tacos were the best. Of course, y'all already know. I gotta tell everybody, spicy beef tacos were phenomenal. Yeah, I believe Bruce went live at Paradise Beach Club, and me and Josh were in there somewhere. I brought my banana head with me. I was putting my banana head on, and I was dancing with my banana head, or not my banana head, my pineapple head, my pineapple hat. I put that on. I was dancing with that on. Josh put it on. He was already half past the lit man. So he had it on. He was dancing around. It was a good time. It was a good time. Everybody had a good time at Paradise Beach Club. And then, like I said, we all did a group photo on the staircase. Everybody might not be seen in that picture because we weren't paying Carnival thousands of dollars to take a group picture of everybody. They wanted a ridiculous amount of money. But everyone had a good time. I got no complaints. I didn't hear no complaints from anybody on the ship. And the lives that I've been in so far, I haven't heard no complaints from anybody, except for the few small things with the ship, right? Like some decks smelling foul, some of the food not being great, some of the hot food being cold, some of the service not being there. But it's typical, right? You get that on every cruise ship. It doesn't matter. You might go on a cruise ship and not get it, but somebody else dealt with that on a cruise ship. It happens everywhere. Oh, excuse me. Julie says, I ate some of those on your recommendation, Mike. They were indeed tasty. Yes, them spicy beef tacos, I'm telling you. It's real simple, right? Corn tortilla, spicy beef, pickled onions. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I don't care if they take everything else off the menu there and just leave the spicy beef tacos on the menu. I am A-okay with that. But it was a good cruise. It was a good trip. I would definitely do it again. I would definitely sail with all of those creators again. And who knows? 2026 is the next one. So if y'all want some information, y'all know my email's in the description. Just shoot me an email and say, I need some information for that ABC cruise in 2026, and I'll get y'all all the information y'all need. Kurt says, I got a complaint. Not enough time to see and spend time with everyone. And that's the big kicker, right? Like, there was so many amazing people, so many people on this trip that it's hard to see everybody. I think we have in the Facebook group online over 280 people. So even if you take that number and you divide that in half, that's 140 people. If 140 people were faithfully on that ship, it's so hard to see 140 people in 7 days and host events and do your own thing, right? Because a lot of people need to understand, like, yeah, this is a group cruise, but everyone's there on a vacation. Me, I didn't consider this a vacation. I considered this a working cruise because I was literally running from start to finish. I was at every single event, whether it was my event or not. I was doing all this stuff. I was meeting with this one or meeting with that one. Bruce did a phenomenal job with the dining, getting everybody checked in on the days we did dine together. Because like I said, this wasn't in Carnival as a group cruise. So for dining, we had to pull everybody into a reservation and then join the reservation list and all that. So it was definitely a little tricky doing certain things. So you're not going to be able to see everybody. There were some people that I didn't even know on the cruise or in the group that were like, oh, yeah, you're that guy. And I was like, yeah, that's me, Mike. You know, they were like, oh, you posted all these posts leading up to the cruise. I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh, it was great to meet you. And this was at the airport when I'm getting ready to fly home. So I didn't even see them on the ship. I seen them in the airport when I was getting ready to fly home. And that was a good thing, right? So I ended up flying home late Sunday. So I got off the ship Sunday, said my goodbyes to everybody on Saturday and Sunday morning, got off the ship on Sunday, took an Uber into Bourbon Street. First, I sent my luggage to the airport. So if you're ever cruising out of the port in New Orleans, 4 bags cost $40. You can send your bags to the airport. They'll meet you there at the airport. You grab your bags, you check in, you do all of that. So it was absolutely amazing. I sent my carry-on bag, my check bag, and my CPAP machine off to the airport. It cost me $40. And the lady met me right there outside of Southwest. I got my bags. Boom. Right in the Southwest. Checked my stuff. On through security I went. So I did that. I had a good day at Bourbon Street. I went to Mamba's. I got some Boudin balls, which are my absolute favorite, and I could not leave the city without getting more of those. I went to Cameron's Hotel to repack my backpack so I could make sure I made it through TSA with no issues. I had my backpack was pretty full, so I did that. And then I went to the airport, and as soon as I got through security, I sat down at the first bar that was playing the Eagles game. So I spent majority of my time at the airport watching the Eagles beat the Dallas Cowboys. And that was perfect because I'm an Eagles fan through and through. So being able to see them beat the Cowboys, even though I wasn't home to watch it or in Philly to watch it, it was still a nice way to get ready to hop on the airplane. So did that, flew home, landed in Tampa around midnight, got my bags, got an Uber, got my car, came home, knocked out. Woke up the next day and went to work. That's the way that all went. Let's see what y'all talk about. Kurt, don't lie. We know you better. I will send you before and after pictures. I got the first one, only having 4 waiting on my massage. LOL. Would I go back on the Glory? It will be in Port Canaveral next year, I think. I would go back on the Glory, and I am scheduled to go back on the Glory, right? So I'm doing the transatlantic on the Glory out of Barcelona in April of next year. So even if okay, let's put it this way. Even if the ship didn't go to dry dock, I would do the Glory again. I'm not saying that the Glory isn't a ship I won't do again. What I'm saying is there are certain things on the ship that need attention prior to dry dock, right? So the smell is something they need to figure out and find out where that's coming from. The service is something that's need to be figured out in-house. The food needs to be figured out in-house. Why is the food not hot if it's a hot food? It should be really hot, right? So these are certain things they need to figure out prior to the dry dock to make an all-around better guest experience. Now, me, I go into things a little different. I go in open-minded. I go in expecting the worst, but hoping for the best. And I anticipate things to not go perfect and be perfect and run smooth. Like, that's the way you think as a content creator, right? You go into it going, well, we're going to wish for the best, hope for the worst, and wish for the best. So that's just the way it is. So I would definitely, I'd hop on the Glory tomorrow. I had a great time. Certain venues were better than others. But yeah, I'm scheduled to get back on in April of next year. So I'm doing the transatlantic out of Barcelona after it hits the dry dock. And, that's pretty much it. Kathy, I did not do much in the casino. I was so busy with everything else that I spent some time in the casino, but not my typical go around with the casino, right? So usually you can find me in the casino morning, noon, and night and be like, oh, did you get lunch? And I'd be like, yeah, no, I've been here since 7 a.m. I haven't left yet. And you're like, dude, it's 9 o'clock at night. I'd be like, yeah, that's how it goes. So I spent some time in the casino. Not bad, not crazy. But I spent more time other places of the ship, right? So I spent more time at the piano bar. I spent more time interacting with other creators that were there, having conversations, grabbing lunch, shooting the breeze, getting to know people a little bit more on a personal level, because we all know creators in this standpoint of the YouTube space or the YouTube verse, whatever you want to call it. And we don't get to know that creator on the personal level, right? So I wanted to get to know the creator on the personal level, like Bruce and Cindy, right? So Cindy, she's a sweetheart. She's an angel. She's up there with my mama. So I told her on the ship, I said, you and my mom are the only 2 people I know in my life that absolutely have that one-way ticket up there. There's no doubt about it. You're so innocent and pure. You got that to get up there. So we were able to crack Cindy a little bit, which was great. But I got to meet their children. So their daughter Aubrey was on the cruise with them, and that was nice because you got to know people from a personal standpoint, not just a creator standpoint, right? So you got to know a little bit about that person. You got to know a little bit about them, their life, their relationship, what they do outside of YouTube or outside of the travel agent business. And it's nice because that's something you don't really see on a daily basis. So yeah, Bruce and Cindy were great, Blaine. They were both phenomenal. I got some pictures. I made the mistake. Well, I didn't make the mistake. Mike Clock made the mistake and left his phone at the table. And you know me, being a funny guy, I had to take Mike Clock's phone. I shot the bird on a picture. Then I got everybody else to shoot the bird on a picture. And then I left my phone at the table to go get a drink from the bar. And Mike's wife, Ricky, got my phone, and they did it with my phone, and everyone's shooting me the bird. And then there's Cindy down there going like this, just waving. And everybody else got the middle finger up in the picture, but Cindy's just waving. I'm like, look, you're so pure and innocent. So Kurt says, I'd rather sail Carnival Freedom again before the Glory. Glory, worst Carnival ship we have sailed. MDR down, buffet down, small ship smell down. So, and again, they're all things that can be fixed now. Like that, it doesn't need to go to dry dock to fix any of that. That's all something that can be fixed now. So, I wasn't a big fan of the buffet. I wasn't a big fan of the MDR. I wasn't a big fan of the lines. And it seemed like more people were in the buffet at dinner time than they were in the MDR at dinner time. Because the lines at the buffet were crazy long. Like the one day I got a buffalo chicken sandwich from the deli. It took me like 40 minutes to get that sandwich. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. The staff had manner issues. I don't want to say they had manner issues. I never came across anyone that was disrespectful. What I think they had was speed issues. Like there was no urgency to do anything, right? So usually, all right, I don't want to sound cheap here because I'm not cheap. So don't think I'm cheap. I get on the cruise ship. I tip my room steward day one. I give them a nice tip from day one. I always done that because I've always been taught, not necessarily in the cruising space, but when you take care of somebody, they take care of you. So day one, I meet the room steward, boom, I tip them. Hoping everything's going to be great. My sheets weren't changed unless I said something. And the room was never messy. So there really wasn't much for him to come in and do. Now, I don't change my sheets at home every day, but when there's stuff on the sheets, you would expect your sheets to get changed, right? So I showed Scotty, I was like, look, bro, big old black stain on my sheet, maybe the size of a 50-cent piece. Not once did it get changed. So I don't think there was manner issues. I didn't run across anybody that was ignorant. I ran across the slow and steady pace wins the race type of issues. Now, don't get me wrong. I did have an encounter at the steakhouse with the manager there. Now, I got a little ticked off with her because we had Kurt and Marcia, Josh and Chastity, me and Scott, and then we were going to do dinner with Aaron and Tracy from Travel or Bust. Now, we all had reservations for 7 o'clock, but Aaron and Tracy had reservations for 6 o'clock. I went up to see them at 4 p.m., and the guy told me, we will take care of it. We will get them seated with you at 7. Just come back at 5, and she'll make the changes in the system. I come back at 5, and they were like, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I cannot sit them with you. I can't make those changes. I'm completely booked, blah, 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 blah. Now, I fought with her about it. I was like, well, the maitre d' told me it was already done. It was taken care of. You could do it. And she was going off, and she was copping an attitude. I said, listen, I was already told I could do it. So I was up there for a good half hour getting ready to get thrown out of the steakhouse. Now, they didn't switch it around. Everyone agreed it was fine. But when we get there at 7 for our reservation, Aaron and Tracy are sitting there eating, and the whole section where they're sitting is wide open. There's nobody there. We sit down at our table to eat. The whole time they're eating, that whole section's wide open. And I'm like, you literally could have put us all in that same section. There's nobody there. So you're arguing with me, telling me this is something you can't do, but this is wide open. You could have done this. Yeah, they weren't having it. That's how I am. Give me the worst ship and the worst staff before I went to work. LOL. And it's tough, right? So let's see. Let me go back so I'm not missing anything. They usually remember those extra tips, so that's unusual. 100% unusual. Never had that experience before. We had a great time on the Glory. All ships are good as far as we're concerned. Beats working. 100%. 100%. And like I said, it's not, the ship isn't in horrible despair. It's not in horrible distress. It's still a great ship, and I would go on it again tomorrow. It's just there are certain things that need to be changed, need to be fixed, and they know what to do. They just haven't done it yet. Yeah, Blaine, they don't want to do the extra legwork or 2 clicks of a button. And it is what it is, right? Shane said, first time on the Glory, and the only issue I had was no Red Frog pub bar. A lot of people have that complaint too, right? So there was no Red Frog pub bar. And I don't know if there's going to be one after the dry dock conversion. Hopefully there will be. I can't say I've ever hung out at the Red Frog pub bar, but I usually hang out at Alchemy. Alchemy's my spot to hang out. I enjoy the mixologist there at Alchemy, so I tend to hang out there a little bit more. But speaking of 2 clicks of a button, like Blaine said, why don't y'all do me a favor? Make sure y'all smash that like button on this video, and if you got time, share it out to a family member or a friend so they can come get my honest review on the Carnival Glory and how the food was cold and not hot. Listen, it happens, right? It's life. You live, you make the best of it, you roll on, and you go about your day. I have no deal breaker complaints about the Glory. I have no deal breaker complaints about the food, the staff, the service, or anything. Some things need to get changed, and I'm sure with time they will iron them out. And you go into it with an open mindset, right? These crew members work 7 days a week for the length of their contract, and some of them only get off a couple hours a day. So I do go into it with an open mind, an open book. I don't stress on the little things, and I move on and I enjoy the day. I enjoy everything that comes along with it. And, that's just that. Until the next cruise. So, speaking of the next cruise, my next cruise is on the Carnival Jubilee, the brand new ship in the fleet. Second sailing out of Galveston over New Year's Eve. So, that's going to be a fun cruise. What else? I'm still waiting to hear back about the naming ceremony. Don't know when that is happening yet, but I'm still waiting to hear back from that and if I'll be able to attend or not, depending on when it is. But that's pretty much it. The cruise went over well. The booze cruise went over great. Everyone had a good time. It was phenomenal. No complaints with that. No complaints with anybody we met. Everyone enjoyed it, laughed, joked, had a great time. And it was just one of the best cruises I could have ever been on. And I can't wait to do it again. But other than that, that's all, folks. That's all I got. I'm pretty sure things will come to me over the next couple days, and I'll be like, oh, I forgot about this or I forgot about that. But the entertainment was amazing. I'm always there for the live music. There's not a venue I don't enjoy that has live music. I went to karaoke a couple times, so I enjoyed karaoke. Met a lot of amazing people, both part of the booze cruise and not part of the booze cruise. And it was just a good time, a phenomenal time. Thanks for all your hard work, Shane. It was my pleasure. I would do it all over again in a heartbeat. Kurt says, Glory was definitely worth what we paid. Blaine said, did you get a kiss from Josh? Heard he was giving away kisses. Listen, if you ain't seen it on YouTube, you ain't seeing it. Yeah, me and Josh shared a manly moment, an unexpected manly moment, so to speak. Listen, I told you, Josh was the one that stayed lit the most on the cruise. Cameron says the only show we did get to see was Getaway Island. Absolutely enjoyed the show, and it was a new one for you. It was great. So Julie says, so I missed the Barry Brain reveal. Am I allowed to know now? Yes. So let's talk about it, right? So the Barry Brain reveal happened at the meet and greet on day one. It was a great way that we all got together and did the reveal. So there was a few of us. I got a message from Barry. Now I'll let y'all know. I'll spill the beans. I knew who Barry the Brain was 4 weeks prior to the Booze Cruise. Me and Kurt both figured out who Barry the Brain was together. We put our brains together, believe it or not, and we figured out who it was prior. And so I actually helped out with the reveal. He sent me a message and said, "Hey, do you mind getting up like a panel and just answering some questions?" So not a problem. So we all got up. There was 4 of us. We got up. They asked some questions, and it's great because Barry the Brain is actually a family, right? It's a husband, a wife, and their son. So as me and Ron, we'll use their names because everyone knows now, right? So as me and Ron are standing up there, they're asking some questions. It's me, Ron, and a couple other people, and they're asking some questions that only Barry the Brain would know. And then after we answered some questions, me and Ron looked at each other to calculate some numbers. We both said the same number. It went over great. And then Daniel, the son, came up and said, "What's all this ruckus?" And he ripped his jacket open, and on his shirt it said, "I am Barry the Brain." So Barry the Brain, for those of you who don't know and have followed along with Barry the Brain, it is the Reese family. It's Ron, his amazing wife, Darlene, and their son, Daniel, who started Barry the Brain. So the voice you hear in all the Barry the Brain videos is Daniel's voice. And it's great, right? Because it started a lot of conversations throughout. A lot of people did think it was Blaine. And it's amazing how many people actually thought it was Blaine, but Blaine knew, and Blaine did help out with some of the fun, creative posts and pictures and all that stuff for Barry the Brain. So it was awesome. It was a great reveal, and it was fun. It was good to know. Everyone had a good time with that one. Warm Strong Adventures in the house. What's going on, Bill? I was just telling everybody how you told me I can hold my liquor. How I can hold my liquor. Listen, man, somebody's got to be able to be straight and sober to hold Josh into a cab. I'm telling y'all, Josh was lit. If y'all look at them pictures that I posted, y'all can see it in Josh's face. Or even in that, here's a perfect example. Josh posted a short with him and Marsha dancing in Cozumel, Mexico on the way back. They were both gone. And I can guarantee you that neither one of them remembered that until they looked at the phone and saw they had that footage on their phone. Cameron says, "I wish it was Blaine because would have meant he got on the cruise." Yeah, so it was great, right? Dang, Nauti making that money. Just had a commercial. So, so that's awesome. Y'all got commercials. It's not necessarily a bad thing, right? When you're getting commercials in a live stream. YouTube put out some new stuff. So I did what's best for me. YouTube popped it out there. So if you do get a commercial, man, don't skip through it. Watch it and let me know what type of commercial you had in the comments. But it was a good time. It was a great cruise. I got to meet some great people. I got to have some awesome fun. It's a crazy cruise when they do not show the LSU Bama game on TV because of how rowdy it would get there. They did not have that game played. It was sour cream. Marsha yelled and says, "I remember dancing with Josh." So maybe Marsha wasn't. Listen, Marsha was double fisting. I was like, "Go girl, get it. Go girl, get it." And I got everybody hooked, right? So here's my drink of choice at Paradise Beach. I'm a mango margarita guy on the rocks. I know it sounds a little fruity, but listen, a mango margarita on the rocks with no salt and a splash of pineapple juice. It is absolutely phenomenal. It goes down like water, and you can get 11 deep and realize, I should not have drank 11 of those because it's starting to hit you pretty quick. Cameron said, "I heard they had multiple people arrested last year due to a massive fight during the game." Yeah, so they did. They had some issues last year, and that's why they chose not to show the game this time. There was a lot of people that were upset about it, but it happens, right? So it only takes one bad apple to ruin the bunch, and those apples fell last year. Yeah, I know, Blaine. I know, but there's a lot of people that, man, they were getting ready to fight because they weren't showing it on the ship. It says you guys caused Felicia to have a rough night. Was that the night at Paradise Beach, or was that the night of the bar crawl, Greg? Because I go up the day after the bar crawl and I see Greg and I was like, how's everybody's night? And he's like, I was up all night listening to my wife go. Felicia was going hard with us at the bar crawl. Now, I'll set the scene for you, right? We start out at the bar crawl on the Lido deck at the Blue Iguana. Blue Iguana was closed, so we went over to Red Frog. We started out at Red Frog, and during the Halloween cruise, they have specialty drinks for Halloween. So we started out with the Green Goblin. Everybody had a good drink. Everyone had fun. We went from there to the aft bar. Got a drink at the aft bar. Made our way downstairs to, what was the third bar? I can't remember what the third bar was. We hit the third bar. Fourth bar was the casino bar. We had the Adios MFers there, and I finished the 3 extra drinks they had on the bar because there was 3 extras on the bar, and y'all know that's a party foul if you leave extra alcohol laying around. Can't do that. And then we ended at the Alchemy bar. No, the casino bar was bar 3. Went to the Alchemy bar next, and we did Moscow Mules out the Alchemy bar. And Felicia comes up and she's like, hey, get me another one of those. And I was like, hey, Tyreek, one more. And Greg says to me, I know when she asked you for another one that was it. It was going to be a long night. So she had another Moscow Mule at the bar crawl. And then we finished off at the piano bar. We had drinks at the piano bar. And then that's where the saying delete came in at. Marsha needs to trademark that because Marsha came up with that. Delete. Wake up the next day, see footage on your phone, delete. Everyone had a blast. Everyone had a good time. It was hands down one of the best experiences ever. It was the first bar crawl that Josh and Chastity from the Moonlight Adventures ever got to host. And I can tell you it probably will not be the last one they ever host. It was a great time, great night. Felicia got a little sick in the middle of the night. I didn't get sick, surprisingly. But I'm not a big drinker, right? So that was the only time I had drinks pretty much on the ship. If I did drink any other time on the ship, I was drinking Di Serona on the Di Serona neat with a Pepsi one. So the crawl was perfectly named because that's how she made it from the bed to the bathroom several times. She had to crawl. She did not, Blaine, she didn't make it to crew quarters, and Greg was busting her chops on that one when we were doing the cabin crawl because Journey with the Gingers had that nice aft corner wraparound balcony room, and right outside their door was a crew area, a crew quarters only, so a crew only area. And I'm pretty sure Greg's got some footage of that he's going to be posting out there on YouTube for a little while. Shane says Felicia did have a good time on the bar crawl. It was hard to keep up with her, LOL. And I'm telling you, I did not think that she was going to drink that many drinks. And when she asked for another one, I was like, yes, girl, we'll get you another one. Don't worry. And then the next day Greg was like, yeah, I was up listening to my wife go. But it was a good time, right? She only got sick on the one night. Kurt says Marsha's working on a delete shirt now. Perfect. Get it out there. Get it posted, and we'll drop the links for everyone to purchase some shirts. Found my new favorite drink, the Blue Long Island Iced Tea or Adios. It's a good drink, right, Shane? Like, it's not bad. And if you drink more than 3 of them, you're pretty much there, right? There's some good drinks. But y'all, we got 5 minutes left. And speaking of shirts, I'm going to put a shirt sale on my website this weekend. So I'll post the links over on the Facebook page and I'll post it here in the community tab. But I'm going to drop a sale for shirts this weekend. I am creating a whole new line of t-shirts. So all the shirts that I have on my website at the beginning of the year will be discontinued and new shirts will be coming out in 2024. So if you want to grab any of those shirts, prior to me putting out the discount code, shoot me a message and I'll give you the code directly. And y'all can snatch up a couple of those t-shirts because they're all going to be discontinued at the end of 2023. And there's going to be a new collection for 2024 coming out. Yeah, not necessarily early Black Friday sales, but it's going to be like end of the year sale. So I'm going to have the promo from now till probably December. Just trying to off some of the stuff that I have in there now for the new swag collection to move in at the beginning of the year. I'm trying to channel specific some things as well as crew specific some shirts. And I got a couple ideas up in here. I just got to get pen to paper and get them designed up and uploaded there on Bonfire. So shoot me an email if you want to grab a shirt, and I'll send you over the links, or shoot me a message on Facebook and I'll send you over the links. I'm going to beg you one more time for likes because we got more people in here now. So smash that like button. And that's it, y'all. It was a great booze cruise. I had a lot of fun with everybody. I'm so glad I did this. I'm so glad I joined. And not for nothing, if it wasn't for Greg, Kurt, and Josh pushing me this time last year about this cruise, I probably would have never did it, right? So I was originally scheduled on the Carnival Jubilee at this time for the transatlantic of the Jubilee, which got pushed back. And when that got pushed back, I took the opportunity and I booked the booze cruise to hang out with everybody and get to meet everybody. So if it wasn't for those three cool cats, this kitten would have never booked that trip and got on that ship. So I appreciate that little push, and I really appreciate meeting everybody and having a good time with everybody. It was phenomenal. It was great. If y'all want to know any dirty little secrets about Kurt or Greg, now's the time to ask. I already told y'all some dirty little secrets about Josh. Felicia, it was my pleasure. Absolutely my pleasure. And I'll do it all over again. I got no problem doing it again. It was an amazing experience, amazing time. Got to meet a lot of great people, make a lot of new lifelong friends, and have a wonderful, wonderful time. But I got nothing bad to say about Kurt or Greg. I really don't. They're great stand-up guys. Josh is a stand-up guy. Kurt says, I got nothing. I ain't got nothing. So it was wonderful. It was awesome, man. It was if you weren't there, I kind of feel bad because you didn't get to hang out with everybody and have a wonderful time like everybody did. But I don't hate you for being on the celebration. I kind of wish I was there with y'all too, being the last Lolly to Loca group cruise for now. But I'm gonna put some bugs out there. Let's just leave that, right? I'm gonna put some bugs out there for something that I want to do in the summertime of 2026. And we'll see what the people over there at Triple L got to say about it and see if we can't make something happen for the summer of 2026. I'm looking to do an Alaskan group cruise. That's why I wore the Catch a Can hat tonight. So, y'all know Tony and Jenny are no longer doing group cruises, but they have said they will go on other people's group cruises. So who knows? Alaska 2026, maybe. I can't wait. 2026, ABC Islands, Carnival Horizon, April of 2026. If y'all want more information, shoot me an email and I will get you all of that. Y'all already know we had that time limit. It's been a wonderful time. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all for tuning in this late at night. I really do appreciate it. Y'all do not know what that means to me. And until next Thursday, that's right, I'll be here next Thursday. Keep an eye out on YouTube for some vlogs and shorts coming your way. And until next week, y'all know what to do. Y'all stay naughty. Peace.